Say those words before they get spoken. Watch that heart before it gets broken. Keep those dreams, they're all you've got left. Love and a lamppost, the best. Too young for love, too old for romance. Strip it right down, a quick touch, a glance. Brake lights and street lights, a film scene is set. Love and a lamppost, the best. It's just love, love, love. Never seems enough. Love, love, love. Only love, love, love. So shabby you tigers in this manky night, framed in that embrace, so gorgeous tonight. Like a Lowry in beer dregs, a nuance, a slight, with a sweet taste of honey, one kiss will put right. Suited, booted, dressed up to the nines, check that 50p piece. Grab an arse, grab a pint, they'll call you immoral, but what I expect when love and a lamppost is all you can get, is just love, love, love. Never seems enough. Love, love, love. Give it, take it, don't shove. Take away these waiting vultures, away my rules and petty regulations, and let me glimpse my own salvation. Let me feel use recklessness, that golden age when you couldn't care less, and the weight of your world was put to the test, and love and a lamppost was simply the best. Say those words before they get spoken. Watch that heart before it gets broken. Keep those dreams, they're all you've got left. Love and a lamppost, the best.
Stephen! What? Do you know what time it is?
It's only half past.
Get yourself in here now. What are you doing down here
I'm
anyway?
just killing some time. Gooby old git. Lost me bloody thread now. Say those words. Say those words before they get chance. Just killing
Are you coming on what?
Yes!
Get your ass in here now.
All right, I'm just coming in.
bloody
Who
neighbours?
cares where the bloody neighbours from? I'm just killing time, ain't I? Another day of judgment, of woe and bitter grief. Cup of tea, my darling, yeah, life sometimes seems so sweet. The world just keeps on turning at the same indifferent pace. Dare to step outside your door, there's tears on every face. Pushing past the bodies of the people in your way. Evangelist on the corner screaming, God is here to stay. The punters waiting anxious expectation for that time. And you close your eyes against the fear, you use aboard the crime of killing time. Wasting life, killing time, just playing with fires. A thousand blue lights flicker as a nation settles back to watch others doing pointless things that never get attacked. A thousand headlights shimmer on a thousand pointless streets, and you're standing crying to the night, desolation is complete. People pass you in the streets, their eyes all turn away, pressed as close as lovers, then swept upon their way. Everybody seems to know exactly where they'll go, but there's no point in asking why. You don't feel like going home when you're killing time. Wasting life, killing time, just playing with fires. Nearly everyone sleeping in bed until daylight they'll lay like the dead, while outside to their unseeing eyes this beautiful night goes drifting by. All across this lonely night, people search out fun, looking for some answers, but never can find one. Lovers in a single room try hard to make ends meet. There's too much slap and tickle, but they won't admit defeat. The fly-blown clock and a dripping wall counts down to love's extinction. The eyes shine with adrenaline as the heart beats to conviction. The attitudes will somehow change, but it all seems much the same. And her fingers curl into a fist, you don't feel another's pain when you're killing time. Wasting life, killing time, just playing with fires. Yeah, I'll get him in. What do you want? Said she wanted everything, so he played a power king. And just for the shortest while, he let the alcohol ride his smile till he saw his face in a mirror by the bar. And something whispered, well, just how far do you think you get tonight? Boy, you're going down. Face the truth, son, you're going down. It's easy to shag and black and blow, to wangle those bed sheets with someone you don't know. But in the morning it's all too real. In the morning there ain't no sex appeal. It's easy to say that you don't give a damn, and set in the mask you can prove you're a man. That calculated smile with no risk to pride. How long do you run from what you know is inside? Between the stirrup and the ground, they mercy sought, no mercy found. Pressed to the shadows, desperate to feel any kind of real appeal. No sighing strains of violins, the streetlights indifferent to everything. No satin sheets or curtain calls, just shattered dreams as the bottle falls. And cars go by full of John Supply. She's in the back, it's a game of do or die as they head for the promise of CD lights. She wonders if her lover's tender tonight. She's got a belly full of spirit, heads full of hope. Her back's to the wall as she prays she can cope with her face in the morning devoid of all cover. She finds no solace in the arms of a lover. As she turns to give him her prettiest face and finds him staring into space, watching headlights on the road outside. He lets the alcohol suggest a ride, and she glimpses her face in a mirror in the car. And something whispers, well, just how far do you let him go tonight without letting him down? Face the truth, girl, you're going down. You, politician. Yeah, you. It's you that makes the cuts and raises taxes. It's you that makes it harder for people to live. It's you that sells off industries and makes people unemployed, and then you call them layabouts and scroungers. It's you that makes people homeless, heartless and hopeless. It's you. It's you. And you, daily falsehood reading armchair philosopher, propping up the bar in the same stall in the same stance that you've had for centuries, giving it large about the foreigners and immigrants coming over here and taking all the jobs, sneering and disdaining any change that comes along, blaming everybody else for the mess we're in. But it's you. You helped create this horror, because you never lifted a finger or said one word to try and stop the rot. It's you. It's you. Here I stand, reaching out with my hands. As this world passes by, say goodbye, goodbye. There's no reason or rhyme, just this cruelest time. And this long, never-ending night. Time after time, they say loving's a crime, that to feel something good can't be right. Take their pleasure from our pain, their profit and their gain, and they smile as they take all our rights. Now I know and you know, there must be something more to know. There must be more than this that could be sealed with a kiss. There must be something more than what's knocking on the door, or what's it for? And I ask you, what's it for? we stand, reaching out with our hands as this world passes by. Say goodbye, goodbye. There's no reason or rhyme, just this cruel, cruelest time, and this long, 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 never-ending fight. But we're right. You can diss my dignity, but what you'll never take from me is the thing that keeps the heartbeat beating. You can claim I've done you wrong, and I'll just sling it in a song and try and find a rhyme that goes with cheating. What more did you expect than the cream of my respect? Then you glassed it in my face as you were screaming. So I'll do the washing up, read the tea leaves in my cup, and face the future with no sense of feeling. I've tried my best, tried hard to scribe, looked through the eyes of this barfly. It comes down to this, it's all hit and miss. 11 chimneys touch the sky. Just another lager top, then I'll dance home in a strop. Draw the curtains, kiss the world good night. Trace these lines upon my hand, though I'll never understand why in conclusion it comes down to fucked or fight. This reputation ain't no fun, like logarithms on a tongue. Need a shrink or teacher to explain things. And uncaring as I am, this ain't no fucking sham, and I'll still be standing when the fat bird sings. I turn my face, no wave goodbye. Two's up to you, spit in my eye. What did I expect? Free duty cigarettes, 11 chimneys touch the sky. You can mark it revolution, megabucks your final solution. Now look at the end conclusion, another form of prostitution. Pimping someone else's ideas, making profit from somebody's tears. Compassion falls on deaf ears when a fortune stands to be cleared. Brought up, sold out, off the peg, on the shelf, ready where, anywhere. Easy come, easy go, toe the line, free to go. Nice and safe, no scares. There's the mirror, now find your soul. An open door, but you've got no goal. All you've got is an empty shell. All in that, but you play it so well. Brought up on clumps of love, left the faith on the wings of a dove. Your pious sense control left my heart with a gaping hole. You can diss my dignity, but what you'll never take from me is the thing that keeps the heartbeat beating. You can claim I've done you wrong, and I'll just sling it in a song and try and find a rhyme that goes with cheating. What more did you expect than the cream of my respect? Then you glassed it in my face as you were screaming. So I'll do the washing up, read the tea leaves in my cup, and face the future with no sense of grieving. I've tried my best, tried hard to scribe, looked through the eyes of this barfly. It comes down to this, it's all hit and miss. 11 chimneys touch the sky.
Chimneys touch the sky.
I'm standing on my pedestal, you're spitting on my grave. I'll crucify myself for your pleasure. but don't you ever call me slave. 'Cause I've made my bones, I've chosen my route. When the pistol's triggered, it's time to shoot. I'll take every chance within my grasp. I'll keep kicking and fighting till my last gasp. But if this is the way things are, it's the way it's meant to be. If this is the way things are, it's the way it's meant to be. No more crying, no more weepy tears. 'Cause I've got no time for your indulgence, won't entertain your fears. 'Cause I've made my choice, found my voice. I know where I stand and I'll raise my hand. A mountain moves and there's the proof that the sky's the limit when you face the truth. That I'm a fucker with a mission who's at the top. The pimps that surround me won't let me stop. They call me friend, it's a trend, it's my blood they spend. 'Cause cash or crucifixion, they'll get you in the end. And if this is the way things are, it's the way it's meant to be. If this is the way things are, it's the way it's meant to be. If this is the way things are, it's the way it's meant to be. You ask me would I fight for my country, and I tell you I'm already at war against a mass mentality and attitude that threatens my life and yours. With its ignorance, its greed, its brutality, and calls itself a society. Well, I consider myself at war. 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 And if this is the way things are, it's the way it's meant to be. If this is the way things are, it's the way it's meant to be. If this is the way things are, if this is the way things are, if this is the way things are, more for me. He squinted in the sharp sunlight refracting through the windows of the bus and watched the scenery sliding by. The streets, avenues and roads, all with different names but uniform in appearance. Perhaps some houses gave more of an impression of opulence than others, or the road curved at an obtuse angle, but a stranger wouldn't notice any diversity in the bleakness. The bus ground its way along the busy thoroughfare, stopping for traffic lights and pedestrians, an agonisingly slow progression. He looked at the people round him, tired-looking women with shopping bags, an old man in a flat cap and faded mackintosh, a boy with his arm in a sling, all silent, carried along on a bright autumn day. It had just gone 12, yet because of the light, the stuffy warmth, the subdued sounds from outside, it felt like 4 in the afternoon, and the rocking motions of the bus lulled him into drowsiness. An ambulance screamed by, and he idly watched it negotiate its way through the traffic. When it had raced off into the distance, he wondered if he could still hear its sirens, or was it his imagination? The vibrating of the window catches and seats made it difficult to be sure. The further the bus travelled, the emptier the streets became, and when he finally left the bus, only 2 other passengers alighted with him. They moved off in opposite directions, and he stood alone on the wide pavement watching the bus pull away, its engine rising in pitch until the next gear was reached and it turned the corner. He began walking. Ahead of him, a vast junction where endless streams of traffic roared. On this side of the road stood shabby council houses. On the other, a row of shops. He descended into the chill echoes of the public subway and emerged into noise and swirling dust as the lorries blasted by. He looked in the shop windows as he passed. A tiny newsagent's, a gentleman's hairdresser's. The photographs of men modelling hairstyles from years ago were fading to a monochrome blue. They stood dustering between displays of plastic combs and pots of hair cream. The barber stood by his vacant chairs looking out with hopeless eyes. A disused post office, windows boarded over, then an alleyway that had been utilised as a dumping ground, the inevitable stained mattress and used condoms. A cat prowled amongst the wet newspapers and rusting tins. He looked with a horrified fascination as he passed. It was as though the squalor had been placed there specifically for him to witness. This was what you thought you escaped from and what waited all those years for your return, and all the time in between became fragile memories. He turned the corner and passed his infant school. This was coming home, back to the fear and the tension, the smack of stick or the wallop of slipper, the question from the bullish teacher. And shocked by memories, he shrugged his shoulders and walked on, forever forbidden, forever excluded of a world that accepted innocence. He turned the Yale key in the lock of number 3, and the whiff of stale carpet was like a slap in the face. The coffin lay parallel to the window, nudged against the radiogram. He peeked like a voyeur and said nothing. There was too much to say about nothing. Climbing the stairs, the hand finding the forgotten familiar holds, the half-turn on the landing, the brush of the door across the carpet, into his old room. A single overhead light with a pink shade, a battered second-hand dresser with a central mirror, a pressed tin ashtray by the bed. The room was purely functional, a space to be used, then left and forever forgotten. Even if a death had occurred here, not one speck of ectoplasmic atmosphere remained. Only your personal memories haunted this room, because the unloveliness disinterred your agonies like a grave robber. He shivered in the cold air and moved to the window. Warehouse roofs, a dim courtyard full of cars. Beyond, the northern lights of a factory and some railway sidings. Somewhere in the sprawl of buildings, a steam hammer pounded on metal in rapid bursts. He sat on the bed and looked at the one picture in the room, incredibly Goya's Duchess of Alba, a cheap print picked up at some street market. He gazed at the delicate naked form, and pain crept up and squatted on his shoulders. He recalled the scent of almond trees and a touch of warm flesh between his fingers, the soft gentle voice, and for the first time in years he allowed himself to weep. His shoulders heaved and the tears ran down his face onto the candlelit bedspread. He pulled himself into a hunched position and caught a glimpse of himself in a mirror. A pathetic animal hugging itself and rocking backwards and forwards on the edge of a bed in a dingy room. Life kicks in, the sun drips down and the shadows flick like knives. Over concrete wastelands strewn with glass, someone's paid the price. The primal scream from the TV screen says you can have your heart's desire if you bare your soul for the ultimate goal where possession stands you higher than your friend or foe that you never know, but you've cursed their every move. Through the paper thin walls separating your lives where there's nothing left to choose. It's a wonderful world if you don't buckle under and you don't rub against the grain. In the fading light, if you're a little bit tight, you can manage to ignore the pain. And life kicks in, and survival begins. Through the veil of your tears, scream today, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. Wanting something more than anyone could ever give. The message slips into the brain, the vicious sedative. Know your place and keep the faith and things will turn out fine. And the turns of endearment are simple enough, that's yours and this is mine. The misery of the world sits like infection in your eyes. So twist your fingers, clench your fist, find someone to despise. Push against the wall of such injustice till it seems the only freedom you'll ever get is the one you touch in dreams. And life kicks in, and survival begins. Through the veil of your tears, oh, just scream today, I'm alive, I'm alive. No good unless I'm drunk and useless when I am. And somebody said, you must be a lucky man, 'cause you got nothing to believe in. footballs click on in front rooms as curtains close for night. The slam of a door in domestic war and the sheets are drawn up tight. There's tenderness in those fingertips, but horror in those eyes. And the venom is passed from lip to lip, secure behind disguise. A touch of sensual pleasure twists like poison in the veins. The mouth smiles wide with a hideous pride and tastes the guilty stain. The whispered reassurance with the hand pressed to the heart. And a lost world moves behind her voice as the fingernails press the palm. And life kicks in and survival begins. Through the veil of your tears, oh, just scream today, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. I'm alive.